So as soon as I landed, I was picked up by Jess and Ethan, and we drove to Santa Cruz. It was really nice here. We got to see the sea lions, and they were just sleeping in the sun. There's Jess and Ethan. So next day we drove into San Francisco and looked at all the cool touristy places. We went to the Ferry Building, which had a lot of great food and drink places. It was lively, there were a lot of people everywhere. We saw this cool Cambodian restaurant called Lunette. It looked really popular, everything looked delicious, so we went here for lunch. We got some soup noodles, and Ethan went for the dry noodles, and everything was delicious. Definitely recommend this place. Jess said we had to get Parachute Bakery because they're known for having some really great pastries. So we went, we got some for later. We stopped by Blue Bottle for some coffees. Here's Jess showing off her nails. Very cute, very shiny. We got our coffees. We saw that they were playing the World Cup finals outside, so we stopped by, watched for the last couple minutes. We then started walking from the Ferry Building to Pier 39. We stumbled upon an art festival, so we just walked around, saw some cool vendors here, and we finally made it to Pier 39. There were a lot of people here, just things happening everywhere. It's pretty crowded. I love seeing all the fruit stands everywhere. This one had a sink where you can just wash your fruits and eat them right away, so that was really cool. We saw Alcatraz, and it looked pretty close, so that was kind of cool to see. We saw a crowd formed around the sea lions, so we also stood there and looked for a bit. We saw the Ghirardelli factory, and were we the only ones that didn't know it was American? Then we drove to see the Golden Gate Bridge a little bit closer. Pretty cool bridge. The Palace of Fine Arts was so beautiful, and everyone was just taking photos around it. It was so cute. Next, Jess really likes Swedish candies, so she saw this place online and really wanted to try it. It was super cute inside, and they had a lot of different types of candies. So the candy goes by weight, and it wasn't cheap, so we were kind of careful in how much we put in the bags because we didn't want to end up spending $40 on candy. So you can see Jess carefully putting these strawberry matcha candies into the bag. Candy secured. We looked around the area more. I wanted to go to Randy, but I hate lineups, so we didn't. The neighborhoods are just so pretty around here. Okay, so this is Lombard Street, and it's basically a zigzag street, and it's lined with all these pretty flowers, and you can overlook the bay and see the city skyline while driving it. And the cars are kind of lined up to drive this zigzag street, and it was a really interesting experience. Thankfully, I wasn't driving. Here's the other view of the street. You can see the cars coming down that zigzag. So we all wanted some good bubble tea, and I also love exploring Chinatowns when I travel, so we went, got our bubble tea. We saw the famous fortune cookie factory, but the lineup was way too long and they were closing soon, so we didn't end up going here. We then ended the day by going to Trader Joe's, and it was my first time at a Trader Joe's, and I love grocery shopping, so this was really fun. They had so many cool items and just like really interesting things to see. I ended up getting some coffee. They had so many different types of dips and sauces. They had a bunch of different seasonings and just cool items that you can't really find elsewhere. A lot of dessert choices, a lot of ice creams. And for dinner, I made some pasta for everyone. For dessert, we had the Parachute Bakery pastries that we bought earlier. We got some croissants, and we got this matcha Basque cheesecake. And everything was, really good. The next morning, Jess and I went to this cafe and we got the cinnamon roll, and it was one of the best I've had. We also got the tiramisu latte and the matcha Einspänner, and the drinks are really good too. Took a little break, we did a little bit of karaoke. We then went to Stanford University, and we just walked around this campus, and it was so gorgeous. Imagine studying somewhere like this. We walked around for a couple hours, and we just looked at all the sights here. We saw the Rodin sculptures, which was really cool. Yeah, just a beautiful campus. We then went to this big shopping area, and we first had lunch. We got some sushi. And then we did some shopping. I finally got to go to Brandy. And, honestly, a little disappointed in the quality of their clothes. I didn't end up buying anything. They did have some cute pieces, but the quality for a lot of them just weren't there. But still pretty cute. We looked around a couple more stores I wanted to visit. We went to Cézanne, which is beautiful. Love their stuff. Went to Gentle Monster, which is always an interesting experience. So for my last day here, we got some coffee, which is great. I got a horchata latte. And then had one of my favorite foods, an acai bowl, which was delicious. And that's about it. Had such a great time. Shout out to Jess and Ethan.